So welcome to this 65th webinar by Dynamic Foundry Group. It's not technical webinar, basically it's a webinar on HR activities, role of HR activities in Modern Foundry by Ruchira Gormare of Vedex Solutions, Kolhapur. She has got a lot of experience in consulting HR activities, personal development, skill development, business development, etc. So she's the right person to guide us on this particular topic. Whenever we talk about this topic, I got this idea because we are talking about modern foundry. We are talking about Industry 4.0. We're talking about a lot of automation. But even all these things are been there. The element of human is undoubtedly important factor in our growth and business improvement. So we cannot neglect or ignore those element of human. We all know that we in a PLC or robo can give a command and he will act according to our command, but human will not act according to our command. We have to understand his mindset. We have to understand his basically thought process and culture, and all those things are very important in controlling human factor in the industry. So this is one area. Another area, we always thought of expanding our business by making lot of investment in machinery, then plant, then modernization, everything. But we are not talking much about investing in the training of a human or investing in human, which will be a we can say asset for us or investment for the future. We're treating it as a liability to us, and that is where we lag behind in getting a good output from the human. So all these factors will be she has experience. She have a lot of we can say case studies with her, and she will able to explain us how we can able to control this human factor in our industry, how we can get better output from them, and how we can manage their efficiencies. So I hand over this platform to Ruchira. Please take over. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome to us.
Okay. Yeah, just a small check. Sir, am I audible
Yes.
properly? Okay,
Yes, you
great.
are audible and your screen is visible.
Okay, great.
You
All
can go
right.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so good evening all, and virtually hello to all. Happy Gandhi Jayanti. It's an occasion today, and thank you so much, Sandeep Kulkarni sir, for organizing today's session, which is on the role of HR activities in modern foundry. Uh, Basically, talking about me, I'll just take 2-3 minutes of time talking about myself. I come from an engineering background, so you can say I am a person with a mixed thought process. Like there is an importance to the engineering function, production, everything. But I will say, being coming out from the HR background as well, along with engineering, so human factor and HR factor is equally important. Rightly said by Sandeep Kulkarni sir that how optimally we manage this is what is the need of an hour. Uh, as I said, I am an engineer by qualification. I am a MBA HR person. Post to that, I worked with several organizations, starting with the OEs and then tier 1, tier 2 suppliers of those in Pune and outside India as well. At present, currently I am pursuing my PhD into corporate governance from Symbiosis. Also, at present, I will be completing my certification in counseling. So, we work as a counseling support to the organizations as well. This is just a brief introduction about me. Working into the consulting part since last 4 years, based out in Kolhapur. Now, before I start and go to my next slide, I am actually looking forward to this session. See, this is not a technical session, so we can actually work out this session in a two-way conversation. So I'm sure that those who have joined in and those who are participant in today's session, they must be having some expectation out of it. Like what exactly you want to know. HR is a big gamut. There are n number of things which HR Okay. All right. So there are n number of functions HR needs to do. See, what we need to think about is what exactly is needed at this moment. Okay. So either you can unmute yourself or maybe you can write it in the chat box and you can tell me what problems you are facing at this moment, or if not problems, what exactly are your expectations from this session? Like what exactly are some things you want to know? Like, you know, you must be trying some things to do, or you are having some vision related to HR in your organization. So what you know, ideology you have or what you want from this session? So maybe I can wait for some seconds. I will really appreciate if, you know, if any one of you has anything in mind, you can unmute yourself and you can tell me, or you can type it in the chat box. It will help us, you know, in giving the direction to today's talk, so that you know, you can get benefited out of this session. So Sandeep sir had already told us like why we have organized this session and what is the motive behind it and what is the ideology. So yes, over to the listeners, and I will really appreciate if you know, if you can unmute and either 2, 3 of you can speak on it. I can see there are 22 people. Yes. Role of an HR, what you think? What are your expectations from this session? Or what all are the problems you are facing at this moment related to HR? There are uncertainties going on and there are problems going on. All right. I have received one message privately. Sandeep sir, I will be reading it out first. It's from Mr. Umesh Wagh. In Kolhapur, actual HR works like IR, not actual HR. Okay, but no experience. We expect more of HR activities along with IR is what his thought process is. Thank you so much. Second, Dr. Prasada Rao, HR role on cultural development. Okay, that's so nice. Anybody else wants to say anything? Because see, this COVID situation, pandemic situation has brought in a pandemic shift, okay, or paradigm shift in the practices of HR. So there are, you know, we know the problem areas, we know the solutions as well, but we don't know how to put it across. You know, what exactly I should do first, what next I should do. So it is happening related to Foundry. It is happening related to OEs as well, maybe to your customer end as well. It is happening everywhere. All right. Sandeep sir, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I have 2 points. One is how to motivate the existing employees is a big challenge in front of all the entrepreneurs. And the second one is how to retain them. Basically,
Okay.
skilled person, how to retain them. I think the first question was most relevant question, that is in most of the foundries, the HR activity is not HR activity actually. It is just like salary, wages and all those, only those managing things are there. So exactly what HR activities are there, if you can elaborate little bit, that will be helpful.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay, sir. All right. So again, Dr. Prasada Rao is writing, many foundries do not have as such only 10 peoples. Okay. So I presume from that they don't have, as rightly said by Umesh sir as well, I've received his message that you have more of IR people, or maybe people who are into administrations, or maybe they are into timekeeping, or maybe salary processing or such like things like that. But as said by Sandeep sir, that motivating people, educating them, something related to handling or channelizing their development as well along with the organizations. For that, you need to have an HR, or maybe that HR needs to have capability of doing a talent management, which maybe is required. Okay. So thank you. I have received one more message. I don't know the name. How employees are motivated to involve improvement programs. Okay, great. All right. So before we go ahead, all right, there is a person. So before we go ahead, I will tell you something more about the pandemic situation and something related to recovery time. Okay. there was an article. See, along with, as I have told you, I talk on numbers. Along with HR activities and the subjective data, we need to understand something related to the situation, a realistic situation and real-time situation. I have shared a link from which I have received this data. It is from ET paper and CFO. There is an article. So think about it. We are in October now. Okay. To pre-COVID revenue rate, okay, the companies all over India, they are targeting to recover in this way. So there is a plan of recovery. Okay. So when we say there is a plan of recovery, there is a plan of production. There is a plan of dispatch. Okay. There is a plan of needing maybe more productivity or more manpower. It may happen and it will happen. Okay. People are recovering. So the role of HR is, coming in picture. It is it has become a very important function, not only in managing the safety, health and hygiene of employees, but, improving, as you all rightly said, you want people to be motivated. But why you want them to be motivated? Is there any answer for that? The same question I wrote it in. What is the role of HR? Means, for achieving this much of revenue, we will be needing maybe more production, we will be needing more dispatch. So my next question to you all is, why you want people to be motivated? Everybody says that. Okay, Sandeep sir, you are there, you are unmuted. You can also add into that. Why there is a need to be motivated?
For our growth, for the business development.
Okay. Is there anyone else who wants to say anything? See, we really need to understand. We always talk about, employee motivation and, if they are motivated, they can, the productivity is good or maybe the growth is good. Okay. HR role is not to orient employees towards business goal. Is to orient employees. That's great, sir. So my question again, we really have to think about in terms of business goals. If we are thinking, then why we first question the employer or the production in charge or HR should ask themselves is why it is required to be motivated. Okay, so the rightly said by Sandeep sir, because of business growth. But how it will happen if you do your production, everything on time, if people are dedicated and if people are engaged. Okay. Now, the again next question, as I have said, it is a, the more you will gain if we talk more rather than just one-way communication. So what do you mean by employee engagement? I'll give one, this thing like mantra that the more your employee is engaged, your business goals will get achieved. So what do you mean by employee engagement in HR? What is your thought process? Again, Sandeep sir, unmute.
Yeah, ownership is one of the important aspect. People should understand the importance of ownership. They should own the process, own the activities.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir.
It can be channelized, we can say.
That's great, sir. So anyone can unmute yourself and you can speak with me. There's no problem. I think so. They can unmute.
Yes.
Yes. So HR role is to orient employees. That's nice. Giving confidence to employees. I will have a difference of opinion with the statement written in the chat box. See, giving confidence is okay, but when we talk about employee engagement, there are some misconceptions between the people. See, celebrating birthdays, celebrating occasions, playing games, or doing something is not employee engagement. Employee engagement is how engaged that person is with your organization. Rightly said by Sandeep sir, is that person is taking ownership of the task assigned to him. Is it happening? If it is happening in your organization, you are in the right working culture. You have developed that right. Okay. So why I am emphasizing so much on this employee engagement part, because if your employees are engaged, your business goals will get achieved. Not only in terms of the sale, not only in terms of dispatches, but also in terms of rejection reduction. okay, productivity enhancement, quality problems reduction, okay, and people are more focused at that work, okay. Again, I have received in the chat box, HR now, the corporate at bottom line who know the business scenario today, future too. Okay, that's nice, sir. It is right. See, that is the reason I have started my slide with talking about direct the recovery rate, and we really need to think about some things in it. So, my next slide. Let's just move to the next slide, in which I am talking about there are top challenges. Even before going to some some of the areas, the drill down, there are some micro level challenges I have identified, but in broader range there are HR challenges that managers are facing today. Okay, that can be HR managers, that can be production managers, or maybe the owners. You may note it down because directly or indirectly it is happening. Again, I took it from one blog which I have read recently. So first is mental health. You may think like, why madam is talking about mental health and all, because it is related to if somebody is disturbed in this COVID outbreak. Some of my clients and some of the people I know, they are depressed because some of the person in their family, they might have got found positive, or people are furious in nowadays, like this may happen and that may happen. So mental health and well-being is very, very important along with your health. You're managing remote work, that is another thing. So if you're working in the foundry, if there are subcontracts you have given or something, some other group of people are working at different locations, so managing that remote work is again a problem for HR. Employee communication, that can be it is just not face to face communication, it's like keeping everyone communicated, updated, known about what is happening. So HR information system, we call it in a different way. So HR information systems needs to be good. Okay, in simple language it is called as employee communications. That means if you want people to be connected with you and if you want people to be motivated, then you need to have a extremely good communication systems with your employees. That is the need of an hour. See, we expect things from them, but we have to give it to them. We usually say that our company and our fellow employees and peers are our family. So if we are dealing with our family and if we want to motivate them, the very first thing we need to do is to communicate. And I think so you all will agree, okay, on this parameter. Somewhere down the line we expect things, but we need to understand, we need to do some things to if we want that kind of connect, or if we want that kind of motivation, or if we want that person to take ownership. For a moment, think about an example with your kid at home or any of your family member at home. If you want that person to take ownership of XYZ, okay, you really have to first talk about it, tell, give all informations about it, and later on maybe a little bit of authority if it is required, and then only you can expect something out of that. Okay, so I'm not saying you apply it in all cases, but if you want something as an outcome from it, then in that case, probably you may need to give it first, then you will get it. Okay, uncertainties, we all know. It can be, people are expecting shocks these days. It can be related to the business of ups, downs. It can be related to the health parameters. It can be anything. Employee engagement, rightly said by us some time back, is your employee engaged? That means, is that person feeling connected? Okay, is that person feeling connected with you? Okay, I have received message privately that communication should be both ways, right? It needs to be both ways. We must have to listen sometimes. Okay, we cannot just be on the directive position. It's like a team working. Okay, in team, sometimes we need to listen, we need to take everyone along, and we need to. So these are some indirect things which helps that person to get more and more connected with your organization. Simply, I'll give you example. not necessarily from the Foundry, but it is like a case study which we did with one of the company in Kolhapur itself. Okay, during COVID time and when there was a lockdown, we initiated something called as We Care for that company. Under that We Care, HR used to call everyone. They used to, check on health parameters and all indirect parameters, which was really not necessary, but they did that. The outcome of it, the person are feeling more connected with the organization, that they care. Okay, so you can say these maybe are the non directly not non beneficial things to the organization, but it brings something what you want in long run, and it happens. Okay, again I'm saying relate it with the family members, and if you're trying to motivate someone to do something, that person is not listening to you, what else you will do? Probably you will try some number of stuff. Probably you will speak different way. Okay, probably you may give some examples. Yes, sir. Do you want to say anything? Pandurang, sir? Okay, no problem. And last is employee health and safety. Yes, it is related to again mental health and well-being. Is there anything you want to add in, like top HR challenges which you are facing? I know there is a new code came in picture recently, something related to labor and payment. So other than that, is there anything coming to your mind, something related to HR challenges? Because we did, I took some inputs from Sandeep sir as well, and he also suggested some things like micro level, these are the challenges. But are there any things coming in your mind, like in future it is going to be a top HR challenge? Purposefully, I have not written one in this. Now tell me. There are 7. Purposefully, I didn't write it here. The top HR challenge, along with this all. Any guess? Anyone? Please type it. Please unmute yourself and tell me. As rightly said by someone now, that the communication needs to be two-way. Yes, any guesses about top HR challenge? Hello? Just give a try. Think about it. Think out of the box and tell me, is there anything coming in your mind? It is related to my first slide, previous slide. What can be the top HR challenge? No one, no guesses. Sandeep sir, any try from your side?
No, ma'am.
No, okay. Randomly, let me, okay, I've received something in chat. Retention of people as asset, business growth, creating social name, CSR. Okay, I received this message again privately. He said retention of people as asset, business growth, creating social name, and CSR. Okay, probably retention of people can be, we can say, because see, this COVID outbreak is bringing some new opportunities as well. There are some of the SMEs and MSMEs, they are facing problem related to loss of employees as well, loss of assets, we can say, rather than employees. That can be, along with that, productivity is the important thing. How to maintain proper strength. Okay, all right, proper strength may not be, but in this pandemic situation, how to ultimately what you want to achieve by engaging people and motivating people is productivity. Okay, because people needs to produce, because as I have showed in the previous slide, that people needs to produce more and more. This pandemic period and this slowdown and this lockdown has brought in efficiency levels down, and people have got, I'm not saying all, but efficiency level, because everything was stopped and people have got habituated with a little lenient working, and some of them have become lazy as well. These are indirect things I'm talking about. Okay, another, I have received search for diversifications going for AI ML through AR VR. Okay, this can be applicable for the people who have established systems. Okay, If you are thinking to go for AI, that is artificial intelligence in HR, then first you really have to check on, do you have matured systems related to HR? Because it is really difficult. It may happen that you will be wanting to jump onto AI, okay, directly from desk to digital. But if the people and systems are not matured enough in terms of HR angle, it may happen that you may get barriers and resistance while applying it or actual implementation of the same. Okay, so AI, yes, it is a next generation tool. Even I am thinking to do something in that, being coming from the engineering background. But yes, we need to first think if we can digest it. Okay, and is it really applicable at our office? We really have to think about. Okay, I have received one more question. People are asset and loyal are no more important nowadays. Okay, I didn't get it, sir, exactly what you mean to say, but probably if you can just elaborate that. So there are some common challenges in Foundry, which some of the inputs I have received from Sandeep Kulkarni sir as well. I googled something. I checked in my customer end and peer connections, like what are the common challenges. I am I am talking about the existing systems. I am talking about if somebody is going towards modernization as well. Okay, so it can be in both the ways. All right. So before going there, I think sir has elaborated it. Real. Okay, I received another chat and checking in between so that we can have a two-way communication. I hope Sandeep sir, it is not a problem, so that we can communicate in the two-way.
No, it's good, really
Thank,
good.
thank you, sir. So I have received message from Mr. Govind Menti. Real acceptance of management owner that HR is a set right from casual to SBO head equally. Yes, it's really necessary. See, HR is a management function, and it is driven by management. Okay, we need their support in everything, and they really have to. So the first thing, whenever I go and work with any of my client, I tell them that it is first owners and the senior management's thing, that we really have to look at HR from that angle. So I can very well understand with, I'm very much related with whatever you are saying, that this is owners baby, the HR system. Okay. Again, a message which you all can read. HR means all line managers should possess HR skills and competence. Okay. Yes, of course. Every HOD is need to manage the HR pertaining to their area, which is really required. Okay. Some micro level challenges which we have jointly identified, and thanks to Sandeep sir, he has given. The first thing which he had also mentioned, and even I have seen, is training, skill upgradation. So modern thing, even if you talk about, if you're planning to do some intervention on into the production, then also you need skill upgradation and training. If you are thinking about adapting some modern technologies, modern things, like somebody has mentioned about AI, for everything you need skill upgradation first. Okay, people, and by skill upgradation I mean to say existing skill level up and multi-skilling as well, so it can be both. Okay, these are some challenges which I am notifying. Awareness of quality measures. uh, Today we all know that QMS systems are implemented majorly into quality, production, maintenance, and some other 2-3 functions which is related to operational. But yes, everyone's awareness towards the quality measures, okay, is important, because we need to think about zero defect. Okay, I will tell you, I came across recently an very nice article. Okay, I am sure that being a Foundry person, you must be reading this Indian Foundry Journal. I don't know, Sandeep sir, do you circulate this, or is there anybody who gets reference of it?
Yes, I can.
Indian.
I
Okay,
can.
if you can see this, I have a photo of it. There is an amazing article in that. I don't know if it is visible. This one. Okay. So this one is of August 2019. I found it some days back. I read an article given by one person named as Sanjay Shroff, President 1920 of it. Okay. He said, he gave a statement. See, I have not included it in my slide, but I have thought to speak in the Foundryman language today. He said, my presential maximum for year, reboot, rework, recast, mission zero waste. Okay, this is the thing I'm reading from the article, okay, which is there. If you want, it is the editorial article in that journal of August 2019, that was for last year. But this is what is the need of an hour. Okay, reboot, rework, recast, and zero waste. So if you want zero waste throughout, or you want optimum quality, great quality, then quality measures needs to be in the blood of everyone. I will talk about, even if a person is working in the HR department, must know the quality standards and what we are doing. For that, you may need to spread some awareness. You can utilize some things from employee engagement. So you can have a Kaizen Saptaha. You can have participation into the QC competitions at your levels. It can be a number of measures. You can have committees related to spreading awareness of the same. It's just not, whenever we think about awareness, we think about training. But this is not the way. Sometimes we need to create some activities, some forums, some committees, okay, some gamification with which we can imbibe this into people. Okay, so I have received message again, quality culture. Yes, sir. Very right, quality culture. So everybody needs to think about quality. It's just not is the responsibility of production or quality. So this is what is the challenge. It is not happening today. So if we go ahead from here to the next point, which is there, is absenteeism. Okay, so absenteeism is a challenge, which is again shared by Sandeep Kulkarni sir, that yes, now due to COVID situation, maybe in general as well, if you have migrant workers, if you have people from different states, there maybe is absenteeism. Then how to work on productivity? You will say, ma'am, there are no people, so there are problems. So absenteeism. If we go ahead, total employee involvement is a concept. Okay, involving everyone into everything. TEI is a separate concept, as in you can read a lot about it, total employee involvement. You know, why all these zones are created, like 5S zones in your organization, why it is created, why there are some activities going on. Because if you want to achieve something, you must have total employee involvement. It should not happen that for every committee, for everything, there are some group of people and they are coming together and they are performing it. So these people will be drivers for your organization, and what rest of the people are doing it. We all know that in organization structure, there is a pyramid in which people at the bottom, they are more. Okay, you really have to think about total employee involvement, and you can do this by practicing some things, such as as I have told you, giving recognition to people, okay, for the work they are doing it. That can be done based on, if you have rewards and recognition systems in your organization. It can be based out of defining zones, not only related to 5S, it can be related to n number of things. You can Google it out as well. There are n number of activities suggested for total employee involvement. Okay, it will help you in future, but this is the challenge. Okay, whenever if any customer is visiting, you know, if there is audit, if there is something, there are group of people in the organization, we usually tell them, they run around, they clean, they do everything. This is not total employee involvement. Okay, you really have to think about each and everybody, how I can involve and engage them. My communication channels has to be proper, so that whatever is happening in the organization, which needs to be shared, okay, if there are some things which needs to be shared to everyone, I need to develop my communication channels in such a way that information will be floating everywhere. Okay, and everybody needs to know everything, right? So people will get involved and they'll get connected. Ownership, that's so nice. As in, see, if you want people to be connected, okay, sometimes when I speak with some of the managers of an organization, they say, I have people in my department and, they're not taking responsibility. I being a manager or HOD, I do so many things with, putting my heart into it. But people, they look for, if it is 6 p.m., it's time, I have to go home. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. It's not my job. It's not my responsibility. So what? It happened. So such kind of responses you get negligence. Okay, I am talking about opposite to ownership. So by doing total employee involvement, you involve them, you talk with them, you communicate, you tell them, you share some responsibilities with them, try out some new things. If it is not happening in A, by doing A, you tried B, you tried C, but don't give up on that. Okay, some managers, what they do is, I tried n number of things, it is not happening, so I have discontinued. So this is not the way. You really have to think beyond to that. Okay. So if we go ahead, there is next challenge, which is related to understanding employee mindset, optimally utilize their skill. So combining everything, I will say optimum utilization of manpower is what is required, is what is need of an hour. Okay. Some common problems in Foundry. Yes, there are in Kolhapur as well, everywhere. There we are still finding some cases related to Corona. So there are challenges related to it. Plus, into the Foundry, you by yourself, you all know how much marks you will give to yourself related to 5S. Okay, I know that being working into the Foundry, it's not always possible to keep everything Marathi बोलायचं झालं तर चकाचक, but yes, can we do something, because it may, because of the noise, because of the sand, because of so much of flame and fumes, it should not happen that it is hampering my employees health and safety. So we really have to think about it. There are challenges. Even if you might have said, you might have set some criteria, like if you're doing this X activity, you have to use this much of PPEs. What if people are not using it? Again, problem. People maybe they are not feeling comfortable wearing those things. So that may be the reason why that person may not be using that. But this is the problem. Okay. Again, I have received one message privately from Mr. Govind Menki. Total employee involvement starts from RNR to a part of MOP. At time of their performance, it leads to authority and responsibility. Indirectly, it proceeds further to create future supervisors called leaders. Great. So the very first thing starts, if you really wish to do total employee involvement, you really need to have a structured reward and recognition system. Everybody should feel equal. Everybody should, feel this thing that, yes, this organization, they have transparent systems. Okay. People, if you think about yourself as well, today, why you are feeling connected with your organization? Probably either you are in HR department, you know thought process of your management. Second, you must be in the top positions or maybe HOD positions, wherein information must be is getting shared by your owner or employer, and that may be the reason. And you must be getting involved into a number of meetings. That probably may be the reason you are feeling more encouraged, connected with the organization, and you really want to drive the change. Okay. So yes, Sandeep sir again said cultural change, it's a journey, right? So employee health and safety, I said, if you want to do TEI, total employee involvement, draw a robust reward and recognition system, define the reward criterias, okay, evaluate people. Also, I usually suggest this to Kolhapur culture, and I am new here, and I tell people, please define committees. Okay, it helps, it involve people, and into that committee you can have some portion of staff and some portion of the workers. Okay, in which people will, they feel good as in sitting and talking with some group of people, sharing your ideas, and somebody's, somewhere it is getting recognized and noticed. It is the great feeling for them. Okay, so you can do a number of stuffs in that way. Okay, so but this is the challenge today. TEI is not there. Rightly said by Sandeep sir at the start, machine versus man. Now everybody is talking about automation. into the production line. In fact, I have seen today in one of the foundry I have visited, in which I have seen there is automation, okay, lack of human involvement. So that can be related to quality or moving that material from one portion to furnace to some other location. So there are some automations people are trying to reduce on human errors and to make increase on productivity. But the next thing is you need operators for that, who will be operating the machine. We really need to understand first if the job is replaceable by these people, because I'm sure that there must be some people from the listeners list that your organization or your owner might have tried to implement some ERP systems as well in your organization, but there is failure in terms of percentage. So that can be 10% failure, 20, 30, 40, 100% failure. If we try to put any machine or any software or any AI or any other integration into our organization, we first really need to understand that if my manpower is capable, okay, if you are bringing in a new technology or a new machine, okay, and if you are placing some people there as an operator, you really need to think about if they are trained, rather than knowing what to do. Along with that, do they know what not to do, and what should I do if I face problem? Okay, so when we say man versus machine, machine is we can say it is a robot and a robotic system, but machine also needs preventive maintenance. So similar ways, for this concept machine versus man, I will relate it in 2-3 different ways. First, you really need to understand automation up to what level. Okay, there may be technical people like Sandeep sir and some other people in the organizations who are very good in talking on this, like automation and some other part. But yes, I will talk about what we need to do and what we are not doing today. So this is the challenge. Okay, man versus machine. Everybody is trying to look for automation and replacing this and getting more productivity. But some people are failing into implementing system as well. Okay, don't rush into stuff. Plan it well, and then you can go ahead. So if we go ahead, employee motivation and engagement is a challenge which we all have agreed on. Employee connect, which is very required. You must have to be connected with people. Okay, maybe I will really appreciate if some of you can talk on this, like if you are doing anything related to employee connect and it worked out well, please. Okay, meanwhile I'll just read it out. Something: treat others the way you expect yourself to be treated. It's amazing. It's required. We used to have 4 committees. It is again written by Govind sir. We used to have 4 committees: works, ethics, safety and social comfortness, where all employees from casual to permanent officers, HODs are actively involved with KPI, KMI and KAI. Okay, that's great. You used to have it. You can still, you can have it. It is great working culture of having committees. Okay, people work together. They solve their own problems. There are formal systems to escalate if it is really required. Okay, reduce barriers between staff and operators. It is again required. So, having such committees will always help you. Employee Connect, again, these committees will help you in connecting with them in a better way. So if we go ahead now, this is the problem, okay, what we are talking about here. Some common problems which people are facing today. So if we go ahead, SWOT analysis of human resource. So I'm sure like somebody just have mentioned about KPI and KMI and KAI. So those organizations who don't have a performance management system, they can think about it. Okay, those who already have, please ask yourself, whenever we are giving target to someone, are we checking on to their strengths and weaknesses or not? It may happen that if any job is assigned which is that person is not capable of handling, it may happen that there is a mismatch. That person will do that job, try and do that job for some days, but it may happen that he will lose on interest and he may move or he may be less productive. Okay, I'm sure all of you must be knowing full form of SWOT, that is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. What we can do is for target setting, if you want to link it to PMI and KPI and KAI, and some people are using different terminologies for it. But if you are using target setting, okay, and if you are doing in the right way, in the effective way, then I will suggest do at least S and W of people, if not SWOT. Okay, being a manager who will be assigning these tasks to people must know the strength and weakness, interest area of people, which is at present not happening. Okay, not in Foundry, not in any organization. There are very few organizations who are doing SWOT prior to target setting, and they are doing target setting in accordance to SWOT. Okay, so we really need to think about this. If we go ahead now, making your employees accountable is a challenge which we all have agreed on. Now, we all know about the challenges, but what we can do and why HR? Again, we are coming into this zone. We know all the challenges, but what we can do about it now? We know the challenges, what to do. Any suggestions from you all? What can be the first step to do? If you are really looking forward to do a cultural change, working culture related change or working environment related change, what can be the step? First step. Yes, Sandeep sir.
Bringing confidence to the employees.
Bringing confidence to the employees. Okay.
So
Anything else from
they can
anyone?
feel better.
Okay. All right. Anything else from anyone? See, we all know the problems. We all know the solutions. I'll tell you, I speak with many people related to HR on HR forums and some other activities as well. This is the right time. HR department has got recognized in a number of ways. You know, it's a time wherein you can actually contribute. You can actually reform things. I will also talk about, there is a group in Kolhapur. It is a small scale unit group who are talking about we can correct if we did or maybe some if we made some mistakes in we can say pre-COVID situation or past. So this is the right time which we can use optimally. We can correct ourselves in terms of HR. Okay, that can be related to your human resource in a better way. I cannot say everything openly here, but you can relate it in this way that if might have be adapted into some wrong practices that can be related to wrong promotions, that can be related to wrong increments, that can be related to wrong implementation of policies, or maybe if you want to do benchmarking. Okay, it can be anything. So this is the right time. Okay, I have received again message privately from Mr. More. Professional approach is dominant today and overrides loyalty. How we can keep balance of both professionalism and loyalty depending business model and products type, commodity or engineering or pharma. Okay, so you're talking about different types of industries. The question from sir is that professional approach is dominant today and overrides loyalty. So why you think so? I mean, somewhere down the line, I may contradict to you by saying that professionalism and rational thinking will bring in transparency. Okay, if people have started thinking in an emotional way and taking things on them personally, okay, rather than being diplomatic and focused on your work, if people have started, you know, giving discounts to the subordinates, like it's okay, as in it happens, even it happened with me. Think for a moment. I'm sure, means you can give, you can, maybe I'll request, sir, if you wish, you can unmute yourself and you can speak. But what I will say is, we really need to understand professionalism brings in rational thinking. That means realistic thinking. Okay. Professionalism, I will not agree on this, that it completely dominates loyalty. Yes, Sandeep sir, do you want to say anything? You've
Yes,
unmuted.
you are correct. I think professionalism and transparency is important.
It's
Unless you
important.
have that, you cannot build a confidence. That was my first thing, that you have to build a confidence.
Yes. So basically, sir, there is a question in it: how we can keep balance of both professionalism and loyalty, depending business model and products type commodity. Okay. So basically, professionalism
Basically,
brings.
you can derive it with your authority and responsibilities. Depend on the hierarchy levels. You
Yes.
can give some additional responsibilities and some authority related to that.
Yes.
Similarly, you can drill down the responsibility and authority level as per his skill, as per his confidence level, as per his experience.
Yes, actually, basically, to More sir, I will tell you, see, professionalism is need of an art. I will tell you. If you want to really work on working culture and environment, you really have to teach and train your employees on seeing the bigger picture. Okay, coming out of there, okay, this is my department, I'm working for production, this line, my work is done, everything is done, okay, from my side. This is not a professionalism. Professionalism is rational thinking. If I take this decision, will it affect to my department? Will it affect to my company? What will happen? Okay, so see, thinking about that, and that brings loyalty. In fact, sir, whenever I talk about loyalty, I talk about rational thinking. I talk about professionalism. Okay, so if you want to bring in loyalty, you need to treat everyone equally first. If they think that, okay, that person is my manager, or whatever I do, but my manager likes that man, if that person feels that, like whatever I do, but my manager always gives preference to that person, okay, always gives more increment to that person, everywhere he gives credit to that person only, in that way that person will generate that mindset that whatever I do, I'm not going to get recognized. That will never bring in loyalty. But if you have transparent system, if you have good reward recognition systems, if you are working on the basis of systems, if you are, you know, if you are true professional, you are, if somebody is making mistake, you are reprimanding that person. If somebody is really doing great work, you are giving rewards and recognition to that person. Okay, so if you are practicing everything rightly, people may feel respected, they may feel truthful to you, they may feel loyal to you. This is what is the need of an hour. Okay, addressed by SBU head across plant, then at HOD level is said by Mr. Govind Menki. Professionalism is actually sanity of business. It depends on individual leader and manager how to implement across the team. Yes, it is. It's up to you. But ultimate aim of professionalism can be that I want to achieve today's targets, or I want to achieve a great working culture. Okay, so whatever mentality that managers will be, but what professionalism talks it, are you doing things which is in benefit to your organization, be it in terms of sales, be it in terms of working culture, or be it in terms of managing the human resource well. All right. So with this, let me go to, I am actually going to show an image to you. Very few people know this, that HR, human resource, that is manpower, is one of the M of management. Very few, or maybe most of you know it, but very few people practice it. That M, that is manpower, is one of the 5M, okay, which many businesses they use. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this, or maybe later on, if you want, I can email it to you if it is not visible properly. I have noted down some activities here. Okay, some of the activities of HR. Post to that, what on the basis of these activities, what outcomes we can expect. Okay, and on the basis of these outcomes, what organizational objectives are getting fulfilled. Now, some of you have said that in Kolhapur, HR is an IR function. Okay, they are majorly they are doing attendance keeping, and they are maybe into some legal and licensing work. Okay, first your HR needs to get updated and upgraded on some things. Like there are n number of activities in HR. Like I can read out something like workforce planning, then recruitment, selection, C&B, IR, training, then internal mobilities, that you are multi-skilling people and you're using them well, then coaching, downsizing, organizational designing. So there are n number of parameters in HR which contributes directly to the objectives of an organization. So first, And the foremost thing is change in the mindset of HR. Okay, that person needs to think like I need to one of the I am handling out of 5M, that is manpower, which is the most volatile resource. I hope all of you will agree with this with me. For machines we can predict, okay, like after this much of time we need to plan a PM for that machine. Okay, for money of course we have to plan. For raw material it is predictable, like if this much of production is required, this much of material is required. Okay, again something related to management practices, we draw it for once in a year or maybe 3-4 years. Something related to human resource we cannot predict. We must have to have a redundancy plan. We must have to have a good talent management system. Okay, but first thing, if you want to implement and do something in your organization, you really have to work on the HR. And I met with HRs in Kolhapur. They know the concept. Probably they didn't get a chance to implement it, or they might have tried it. They might have not worked out. Things might have not worked out. Okay. Mr. Govind, again, he's saying 30 years back, it was only 10 years back, it was ER and IR. Now it's talent acquisition. Great. And ER. Future is AI, sir. Artificial intelligence is future for HRs. It is going to be in that way. Okay, Mr. Rushikesh, Rudraksha Vag is also writing, talent management, HR should maintain and update skill matrix and competency matrix. First of all, we really need to have a skill matrix with us. And I have conducted one workshop, it was in last year, in which I spoke about we must have skill muster with us, or competence muster with us. I will not say skill matrix or competency matrix. I talk about competency muster. So like HRs, they have, employee muster, in which we have all the information related to HR. Do we have their skill muster or competence muster? Because you need to have that. Okay, that is, we can say, we focus on thing, or we try to work on something when we see there is a need of an hour. Okay, we really need to develop a proactive approach. So that is the reason I said we really need to work on the brains. We really need to boost up our HR, because HR are the change agent in the organization. By means of HR, I am not talking about only HR department. I am talking about, we really need to work on the senior management. We really need to work on the HOD, who are leaders, okay, to whom every employee is looking that, okay, he is my leader, he is my boss. Yes, Sandeep sir. Anything?
Yes, you are very correct. I think when we talk about HR, we are talking about one person that is sitting on the HR chair.
Yes.
But this activity is not related to him only. For everybody, as a HOD, as a leader, handles the people below him or reporting to him, he has to have same mindset and same culture with him.
Yes.
There I think we are falling behind, and that is there we are lacking behind. That has to be improved.
Yes. So now, with the organization with which I was working recently, we have started giving manpower budgets to HOD. We have started giving skill upgradation targets to HODs. Okay, we are asking them how many people are skilled. Okay, if they are skilled, how many? You can do this study in your organization. Like in production, how many people are at level 3? How many people are at level 4? Okay, what are your plans? Okay, what help you need from training, from HR department for it. So HR department is a facilitator for all other departments, but the HODs are important, and they really need to be groomed on for all these aspects. Okay, so the very first thing and very first challenge and very first aspect I will say is, you really need to think about this, like how can I do that? You may, if there are any HRs who are attending this session, my suggestion would be, if you can do something in this way, in the diagrammatic form which I have showed now, like usually HRs are considered, HRD is considered as a cost center. Reason behind, they don't see return on it, but there are returns on it. See, I am a certified HR analytics person. There are n number of ratios with which we can prove there are outcomes to it. Okay, everybody is talking about. So somebody has mentioned about CSR. Okay, that we need to gain a socially name and we need to get recognized for CSR. I will tell you, I am doing my PhD in it, so I can talk about it, that there is a concept of SROI, which is social return on investment. So people have started evaluating those activities as well, okay, which we are doing for the sake of doing CSR and social activities. Okay, so people are doing that. If we can map that, if we can evaluate that, we can evaluate this as well. We can actually evaluate each and every activity which we are doing today as an HR. And when you can talk in these terms, like what all activities and processes we have, this is going to be the outcome, and this is going to be how it is going to be benefiting to the organization. So whenever, simply, if you are doing skill upgradations and if you are thinking about planning training activities, how it will help? It will bring down rejections, because if you see YY analysis, okay, for the rejection, in most of the cases it is operator negligence. I'm sure people will agree with me on this, that most of the times it is operator negligence or something related to non having knowledge of particular thing or something. So if it is related to operator, what is HR doing about it? So if you can really work on such kind of situation, you can prove it to your management that this is the activities I have done. If you see over a period of time, maybe not immediately in a month, maybe in 2 months, 3 months, but this is the graph. Okay, this is where we, in terms of rejection, and we are doing continual trainings now. We are making sure that people know things. We are taking measures that operator will not do a negligence, or let's see, we have taken some measures to achieve employee motivation. Okay, and this is what the outcome is. You can actually mention it in numbers, in ratios. It can happen. For the first thing, what HR needs to do is self development, self management. See, I know all HRs know everything, all managers know all HR fundas. I know everybody knows everything about HR, but we really need to put it in place now. Okay, so we move on to the next slide of mine, which talks about some HR roles. Okay, it is little bit of theory, but I want you to read about it. What HR plays a role in an organization. So when I say HR, it means again the HODs of the organization who are managing their human resource, because every HOD have 5M with them. They have budget, they have resources in terms of humans, they have resources in terms of the machinery and tools they require, they have raw material for them. It can be in terms of reports, it can be the physical raw material. Okay, so every, and management processes, SOPs. So every HOD have 5M. From that 5M, there is 1M, that is human, and that resource everybody manages. So if you can read this, HOD is responsible for staff development, for staff retention. HR needs to think about how I can facilitate this, how I can initiate this, how I can facilitate this, and how I can retain this practice is what the HR's role is in an organization. As rightly said by Sandeep sir, that when we say HR, we only think about a person who is fighting and firefighting. Okay. Once I was conducting a session on HR for non-HRs in an organization. Okay. So I had given one example. Okay. I hope all of you understand Marathi. So I am giving this example in Marathi. मी असं म्हटलेलं की आपण घरात आहोत आणि घरात असं समजा की 5 लोकांची एक फॅमिली आहे, ज्याच्यामध्ये जे वडील आहेत, who is the we can say owner, or maybe a key role player, or maybe a person who is earning money, okay, is at top, and suppose others are employee and your mother and or your spouse is a HR. ओके. आता एचआरनी घरातल्या काही प्रॅक्टिसेस ठरवलेल्या आहे, पॉलिसीज ठरवलेल्या आहे. समजा की हे सामान इथे ठेवायचं, हे असं करूया, ते तसं. कारण ती व्यक्ती दिवसभर पळत असते, ती व्यक्ती दिवसभर नीटनेटकं ठेवण्याचा प्रयत्न करते सगळ्या गोष्टी. ती सगळ्यांचं सगळं म्हणजे ह्यांना हे आवडतं ते द्या, त्यांना ते आवडतं ते द्या. ओके. किंवा आपण असं म्हणू की घरातलं म्हणजे जसं स्टेशनरीचं किपिंग असतं आपल्या कंपनीमध्ये, कोणाला काही लागतं कधी, म्हणजे इट कॅन बी पेन, इट कॅन बी एनिथिंग. सो दे आस्क टू एचआर. इन सम केसेस इट इज स्टोअर्ड. असा विचार करा की एचआरनी सगळं दिलं, सगळ्या गोष्टी नीटनेटक्या ठेवलेल्या आहे. आता समजा जे बाकीचे व्यक्ती आहेत ना, चुकून आपण आपली गोष्ट एक दुसरीकडे ठेवली, आपली चुकी आहे. ठीक आहे, आपण ती त्या ठिकाणी ठेवलेली नाहीये. अँड फॉर एव्हरी सिंगल थिंग इफ वी आर कॉलिंग एचआर, ती व्यक्ती स्वतःच्या कामामध्येही असते, तिला स्वतःचेही कामं दिलेले आहेत. देर आर नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स दे आर डुईंग. मीन्स आय केम अक्रॉस सम सिच्युएशन्स म्हणजे इन दॅट ऑर्गनायझेशन की अगदी म्हणजे स्वतःच्या केबिन मधला एक लाईट चालू होत नाहीये, त्याच्यासाठी म्हणून तुम्ही एचआरला अख्खं तिथनं उठवून इकडे बोलवलेला. ओके. अँड दॅट एचआर व्हॉट ही डिड इज त्यांनी मेंटेनन्सच्या कोणाला तरी कॉल करून बोलवलं. सो यू कॅन डू सम थिंग्स बाय युअर सेल्फ. ओके. एचआर इज अ पर्सन हु इज फॅसिलिटेटर. हे एक्झाम्पल देण्यामागचं रिझन काय आहे की समजा तुम्ही ती व्यक्ती तुमच्या घरातली जी एचआर आहे ती समजा ती वस्तू उचलून कुठेतरी ठेवतीये, तुम्ही दरवेळेला आला ती कुठेतरी दुसरीकडे टाकला. आपण शिस्त का लावतो घरामध्ये की ही वस्तू इकडनं घेतली की इकडेच ठेव आणि ती वस्तू तिकडेच ठेव. रिझन बिंग की त्या व्यक्तीवर लोड नको यायला, एकट्या व्यक्तीवर, की बाबा दरवेळेला आपल्या हातातलं काम सोडून आपण तिकडे पळत जातोय. Okay, so we need to understand, all HODs needs to understand, employer needs to understand that HR plays a role in an organization. HR is a facilitator for everything. HR may initiate some things, but yes, it is everybody's job. Okay, another important role that HR plays, they able to create better recruitment processes, onboarding training which can help eliminate skills shortage gap and altogether. Okay, hey role hai HR चे. Now going to the last slide, and prior to that, I think I have received one message in chat box. Okay. Okay. Somebody, I missed on some messages from Mr. Rudraksh Wag. Talent management, HR should maintain and update skill matrix and competency matrix. This we have talked about. Skill muster is with labor contractors nowadays, and they pull the manpower as per need of business. Sir, I'll talk about skill muster for employees and competency muster for employee. This is need of an ask. So somebody asked me what next in HR. So if you really want to own some things, you must have competence. You can work on competency based systems. We have started implementing competency mapping with one of the organization in which we are there are people who talk about there are some functions like HR, finance, purchase and some other, in which we cannot actually map or we cannot say how what is the productivity of that employee, but with the help of competency mapping you can do that. Okay, you can actually map productivity of a person who is working in supportive functions like HR and finance. It can happen. So this is the new thing, and people in OEs and MNCs and some great organizations, they are using the competence muster of an employee, in which we have the competency mapped of that person, like how competent that person is, what are that person's technical competencies, functional competencies, behavioral competencies. To some extent, some organization talks about behavioral indicators associated with it as well. It is the next new generation and next generation HR. Okay, but we are not talking about that at this moment. What we can focus on is skill upgradation and training. Okay, great. Nowadays, MBA HR are there, but hope with human role, but unfortunately missing. Okay. This missing eye, this can be very well overcome by 6 months projects on shop floor and compare the same with own family. Things will improve at least something. Okay. It completely depends on you in terms of MBA HR or MSW or which people you will be wanting to hire in. But yes, of course, 6 months of shop floor experience, as you have suggested, it will help if you really want to work something related to operator. and something related to worker, it will help. Okay, so now this is the last slide which I'm talking about, in which what exactly, we have discussed on many things. Now what to do? I'm going to give you some 5-6 tips. Okay, what exactly you can do now. So these are some challenges which we have already discussed in my previous slide. Now what to do? So again, prior to that, I have received message. Could you name an organization whose HR practices, in your opinion, are excellent and can be benchmarked for MSME? Menon and Menon in Kolhapur. Menon and Menon in Kolhapur. Till now, I came across practices. I really like them. There's practice which is fair, which is transparent, and they have very rightly designed PMS structure as well, in which there are target setting done with the transparency and openness. Everybody knows everybody's targets. In fact, we can say you can benchmark that Menon and Menon, and think about it. It is just my personal opinion. I'm not doing branding for anyone, but up till now, with whomsoever I worked on, and whatever I came across about the practices and all, in Kolhapur, if you ask me, it is that name. Okay, so yes, last slide with the tips, like we discussed on n number of things, n number of stuff, and if we wish to talk on HR, we can talk for a whole day. But what exactly to be done, what to focus on, how to start, how to go ahead. So there are some tips in this, what you can do. Okay, Swaraj Engines Limited, Mohali, the best what I have gone through. Okay, that's so nice. As in, I would really love to see what all practices they have. Probably I may visit to their website. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing it. Okay, there are some organizations outside Kolhapur, okay, who are doing great and they're doing wonders. They have adapted practices. But again, I will say, as an HR, or if you're working as an HOD or employer, please go step by step. Okay, please don't try to jump. If you are thinking about skill matrix upgradation, start with the baby steps. Okay, first map the skill level, train your employees, see if you can do some interventions in your training. Please understand, like it again, I'm saying, always related to your personal family. Okay, मोठा म्हणजे खास तेवढा हळूहळू करून तुम्ही घ्या, एक तर कॅपॅसिटी वाढवा स्वतःची, मग गोष्टी अडॅप्ट करा, हळूहळू करून करा. आय एम नॉट सेइंग थिंग्स आर इम्पॉसिबल, but do it in a systematic step by step manner. Things will happen. For evolving culture, it takes time. For the organizations to whom we are also naming today that they are great place to work and they are doing well, they also took time, okay, to evolve. But you really have to do it in a sustenance manner. You really have to practice it over and over again. If you're failing to implement that, try another way, but don't give up on that. This is what is required. Never say no attitude is required in terms of HR. If you really wish to do it, no, you will convince your management, I am sure, and I have guarantee on my HR, or because I will consider them as my team members. Okay, peer to peer connection and HR network, it is possible. Okay, into the consulting work, whatever I did so far, we have actually challenged on the business targets set by the organizations. Okay, we have told them that you can think beyond to this. Okay, just only talking about sales and rejections and these and that 4 or 5 parameters is not enough. Think beyond to that. Okay, I am also an HR person, so I'm saying, if you really wish to do something, you just have to think, plan, make your plan, do it step by step. Don't try to, culture is not something which will change overnight. It will not happen. Okay, if till today in your organization, if this thing is happening, that tomorrow is customer visit and one day prior to that your owner is giving instructions about 5S and cleaning and put a board and put a this and put a that, that means administration, there is a challenge. Okay, HR, ownership, there is a challenge. We really need to rethink about what we can do. Okay, so this is what we spoke about till now. Some challenges in Foundry, Now, can you tell me? And I want this time no chat messages. Please unmute yourself and tell me. This is the last slide, probably the last 15-20 odd minutes we will be talking. So yes, what can be done step by step? What can be the 4, 5, 6 parameters on which we can focus? Rather than doing 10 things, we can focus on some things and we can work on with one process probably. So yes, Sandeep sir. Hello.
Yes, as you rightly say, we have to go step by step. Initially, we have to understand what is the strength and weaknesses. So where we can focus, the improving their skills and their capabilities, their competency levels, what
Yes.
resources they need. We have to identify resource also.
Yes,
Any
sir.
resources are required. So
Yes.
these are the two major things I think initially we have to identify, and we have to convey our management that we, yes, this training is required, this capability development is required, these resources are required, and we can work on that.
Yes, true, sir. True, very true. This can be the first step. I may say that you can think in it in this way. Yes, anybody else, please unmute yourself. It is a very nice platform wherein we have got connected. I would really love to listen to you all. Anybody else, please unmute yourself and you can speak. We have, I think, 19 participants now. This is the last slide. Anybody? You all are so active participants, writing so many things. Now you can unmute yourself and you can give your suggestions. Nobody.
Madam,
Yes, sir.
I may, just ask you. People talk about Japanese HR practices, where people are highly motivated, involved, and probably that is one reason why, you talk about Japanese quality being so good. Now, why is it that we cannot get that culture here in India?
Because sir, what happened is in Japanese, because you have took that reference, so I'll say in Japan, the school kids they go and clean the washrooms. So culture evolves from that place in the Japan and the culture. So it is there. In our case, think for a moment, a person, we have segregated this HR department. Okay, this is admin's job, housekeeping admin's job. This is that. So we have, this is not done by me. People feel inferior doing some things. There are problems related to status quo. There are problems related to some, direct and indirect problems. I think Sandeep sir wants to add in. He has
Yes, you are
unmuted.
true. I think in our family also we have a separation. The cooking is a housewife's role, earning of money is husband's role, like that. As you rightly said, in many countries like Japan, they have from even childhood, they have that kind of practice, and that culture has been developed inbuilt. So they
Okay.
don't have that hesitation in doing all these things. We have that hesitation and barriers.
Yes.
That is why we are not able to do that.
Yes. It
I, I,
happens.
I would put it differently.
Okay.
Maybe the way the Japanese people, their education, their upbringing, their basic culture,
Yes.
the involvement and ownership is pretty large. In fact,
Yes.
if you look at how they keep their public places clean,
Mhm.
nobody would, probably throw any litter or garbage because they own that. In our case, our culture, right from the time that people grow up,
Mhm.
is not so, how should I put it, very clear. I mean, anything is okay. And
Mhm.
end of it, when you come into the workplace, here you are trying to correct all that and this thing. Now, it's a Herculean task. Maybe, good efficiency and good management practices or probably, people in the workplace comes right from the beginning. I mean, that is what, it's a much bigger thing than this thing. As HR, one person trying to correct all these things, it's very difficult. I mean, that's
Yes.
my opinion. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And very right.
Yeah, Mr. Prabhu, I have one thing to add on your statement. I think we have a different culture in our family, different culture in our organization. If you go to your back to your home and you see your home is quite properly arranged, you can take the things and keep it back there at after the work. But in organization, in the factory, or in the company, we are not doing same thing which we are doing at our home. So we are differentiating the cultures at our home and at our factory. I think that is why we need, we are normally using the word housekeeping. Madam
Yes.
has already told 3-4 times that whenever some guest is coming, some auditors are there, one day prior to that, we have a lot of work to do on housekeeping. So why it is required? Because we are not keeping it on daily basis. And that is where I think this cultural change has to be done. And it is not one day or one night journey. It's a long journey. We have to keep that going, bring that culture inside our blood so that we can have that habit. We can say it's a habit,
Yes.
not an act.
Yes.
Sandeep ji, can I come in?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
You see, I agree with you totally because our management guru in Indian scenario is definitely our mother and our wife. Certainly. Because they take the lead
Yes.
how to run the house, right? Similarly, we are just following there, but we are not taking that leadership into the organization. This is one way. Second thing, we are talking about Mr. Prabhuji and Sandeep ji. We are discussing about the Japanese culture because there are two ways of functioning any organization. One is a Japanese way of working, and second is the American way of working. So what Japanese they do? Fortunately, I had opportunity to work with Japanese in Mahindra, hopefully. Uh, they spend lot of time in designing the things properly, designing the designs, designing the systems, and they collect the data, they analyze the data, because what we do normally, we collect the data, but we don't use the data for the purpose, right? This is the way. They are using that data very systematically in a very analytical way. Because what are the gaps in production activity? What are the gaps in material procurement? With all respect, there is whether it is a quality, cost, or anything. Similarly, in the process, operation process. Similarly, packing and other areas also. Because I had an opportunity to work in foundries in Kirloskar as well as in the steel industry in Mahindra and in Pune also. It is a unique situation, particularly in foundries, right? Because there is a major issue of the rejection in foundries. How to control that? That is a major this thing, and the manpower turnover at the bottom level is very high. Because that we need to address, and that is what Madam has shared a lot of things, how to attract the people, how to retain the people. Definitely that will work because we know the system, we know the how to get the resources and train them. Particularly uh, uh, the communication part in the improvement of quality, in my opinion, is very high. Because whatever feedback we get from our customers regarding our product, if we go on sharing with our employees at the bottom level and we get their inputs, not only communicating the feedback, we can get their suggestions also, because they are at the working spot. They know what are the way we are talking about the HR SWOT analysis. They know what are the strengths at the operation level, what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities for improvement, and what are the threats there at the operational level. So that is how I just wanted to share my views. Uh,
Yes.
in short, okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, you have been very correct. As you rightly say, they normally apply PDCA cycle
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they almost spend 80% time in planning, and that is
Yes,
why the action, that is the last step, they have very rarely they are have to work on that. We are doing
yes,
exactly opposite.
yes.
We are just
It is a
not.
Pareto. It is a Pareto
Yes,
80-20.
yes.
The
We are
Japanese
hardly
work with
spending.
80-20. We work with 20-80.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
hardly spending any time on planning, and then there is a firefighting at the end of
Yes,
the
that is
campus
80.
submission.
That is 80.
Yes,
Yeah, right. Chalo, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
just
Mr. Varadraj and Saurabh Motha, both are there. I want somebody who was a technical person can speak, because a lot of HR person already talk on that. So I want some technical person to come up and talk on this particular topic, so that we can get more ideas on that.
Hello, this is More from Kilo Brothers. Welcome, entire team. Just like my wife owns the house and he makes the culture of family. He creates the discipline among the team. Similarly, leaders, not only owner, leaders should also work as a role model to bring the culture of the organization. Even if my top leader picks up the waste and keeps it in the bin, and he makes the workers to do it like that. And we also brought some TPM concept like owning of the machine, not only owning the machine, he keeps the machine well, and that is how we bring the culture. It takes a lot of time. It takes the HR role in bringing the discipline. Indian culture knows that money is the only control, but we have to shift that culture. Penalty to motivation, and the motivation can be bring not only with the rewards and recognition, but a role modeling. And that's why in Kirloskar, the hands-on skill is developed, and we know what is expected from the workers. And this is how we can, and we can do it, and we can show it how we can work. And this is how we can. This will help.
Hello, Sandeep ji.
Yes.
Yeah, Varadraj here, Sandeep ji.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Actually, this was very interesting discussion so far. Actually, as Sandeep ji rightly told, we are mainly dealing into this technical aspects. HR is particularly taken care of special department. But anyway, this whatever interactions Madam made in this webinar were really actually, especially in the COVID context, very worthy, and definitely we can improve upon such guidelines. Actually, that's what my feeling actually.
okay. Thank you so much, sir. Basically, something related to PDCA, one of the participant has, they have said there is something called as radar cycle have came in picture now, and it is used by M&M, is what the information I've received this message privately from a person. So I am sharing this. See, something related to change management, there is a theory in HR, which is a very easy. Okay, like somebody has, some of you have mentioned about Japanese culture, and they, put in lot of efforts planning the change. Okay, so something related to planning change, there is a 3-step model which we follow as a consultant, which we follow as a HR practitioners, and which we should follow in our day-to-day life. Okay, which says if you want to bring in change, okay, so what mistake we do is we directly announce, like from tomorrow this is going to happen. Okay, from tomorrow reportings will be like in this way. Tomorrow this, from tomorrow. So we decide everything. So like in our case as well, if somebody is health conscious and that person wants to, if that person gets up every day at 8 a.m., that person immediately decides like from tomorrow I'm gonna do this. So change in your lifestyle, change at your workplace, change into your employees will not happen in a way or mode. Okay, there is 3-stage model which talks about first you have to unfreeze the situation. So that unfreezing of something is required. Then you bring in change and then you freeze it. Okay, so unfreezing means showing that person that how it is not beneficial, where we are going wrong, bringing everyone on same platform, like rather than you talking about this is where we go wrong and this is how it has impacted. One sir has mentioned that why can't we get those people to the customer end and tell them, show them practically this is the problem. It was the practice adopted by one of my employer as well, wherein there was a huge rejection at customer end, and there was a problem to the organization. And some people from production, quality and HR who are directly and indirectly responsible for that, they took us there and they show us like this is the part which we prepare and this is how it go and this is where it gets fit, and now see the motor is not starting. So whatever, there are consequences of it. So if you want people to take ownership, first you need to show them, you need to bring in that heat. Okay, sometime, I'm not saying every time, but sometime. So Samdam Dandabhed, everything you have to try, okay, for bringing in that connect with the employee. So there is a 3-stage model. Whenever you try to bring some change, try to implement something new, think about unfreezing. Unfreezing is something what in Japanese way we call it giving lot of time for planning something. Okay, planning how to, what will happen, what should I avoid on, what will be a replication of this decision. So please put in that effort. Just think about how I can unfreeze, bring change and freeze. We take n number of initiatives, but we cannot sustain. Okay, once we take it, we do it for 2-3 months, again it vanishes off. So somebody mentioned about the work, the various types of committee that person had in the organization. Initiating something is easy, sustaining it is difficult. Okay, so we need to think about if we can sustain this, not as a person, but can I create a system by which it will get sustained in future. So we really have to think about that. From a person driven approach, move to system driven. It will help you create systems. It will help you. Okay, so at last I will give some tips. Create a scope for employee development. It is like redesigning that statement of skill upgradation and training. Create a scope for employee development. If the organizational, we all know this theory that if the organizational objectives are linked to individual objective, it is going to work out in a better way. Okay, so I've received something in chat. In future, which faculty will get more importance, HR or admin? So both are important. Admin is a sub-function of HR. So yes, of course, I'll say if you want answer for HR oblique admin, both and HR, because admin is a sub-function. Think about it. If you can create a scope wherein employee should feel that by attending this training, by doing this, it is going to be developing me. It is going to be not only, it is not only for beneficial for organization, but it is beneficial for me as well. So you really need to think about how to create a scope. Okay, that thing about employee development. So if the person gets that feel that even I am developing with my organization, okay, they think about me, they think about my interest area, they think about my strength. Okay, think about it in that way. Utilize these skills and these strengths well. See if you have right person at the right place in your organization. Think about it. Okay, next is what I have mentioned in here is effective business communication channels. So communication, it is very, very important. So whatever big organization and the names you talk about, OE culture we talk about, it is based out on business communications. So I will not say formal communications only. It can be informal communication. It can be informal group for some things. Okay, it can be committee culture. It can be n number of ways to reach out to people. Okay, communication is at the tip. We have WhatsApp today. We have some other applications today. It is just on one click. But somewhere down the line, it is not in plan. We don't plan it. We don't do it. Okay, so we really need to think about how we can use this. But communication is very, very important. HR honoring admin. Okay, sir, I agree. HR honoring admin is the message which I have received. All right, so this is the second thing. If you want, you can note it down. This is the way you can actually improvise your overall structure. Total employee involvement initiatives. Please work on this. TEI, bottom-up approach, which we say, involving everyone. Listen to people, involve them. When you are designing any system or if you are taking any new initiative, just take their opinion. Okay, even if you want to take it just for the sake of taking it, take it. the more and more you involve at home also, if if there are guests coming in, if you take opinion of spouse, like what can be done, she'll be more connected. If you will tell her, it can happen in terms of husbands as well and wives as well. Okay, so if you directly tell her do this, she will do it because you have instructed. But if you say, can we do this, what you think, the approach changes. Okay, total employee involvement initiatives, optimum utilization of manpower. This comes to the HODs. So without HODs, whatever you do as an HR function, I don't think so the sustenance of it. Okay, so you have to make your HODs accountable for the optimum utilization of resources. Are these people productive? Are they delivering? Do they have 8 hours job? What they're doing? Do I have more manpower? Do I have such a kind of team in which 1-2 people have more load, and others are like relax and they are going on time every day and there is no problem? But there are 1-2 people. Also, you need to think about, I came across some foundries wherein HOD is running everywhere. He is not delegating the work. Okay, everybody, at least HOD should have 1 hour spare time to think about new initiatives, what I can take in my organization related to my department. What are the new contributions I can give in? For that, that person needs to learn how to effectively delegate to the subordinates. So you first really need to work on the HR, the mindset of HR, the self-awareness part of HR, department head. Then you have to move to HODs. You have to uplift them on the basis of their mindset, take them in a team of yours, take their opinions, share your ideas with them, and then see what happens. Okay, the more and more you involve these people at the stage of planning, maybe you will get a good result. Okay, if we go ahead, preventive maintenance for manpower, what is your plan? So usually for machines, we ask this PM plan to the maintenance in charge. Similar ways, I leave this question open to you all. What are your PM plan for the resource name as manpower? You know their skill level, you know their competence level, you know how competent people are in your organization. So what role, what PM you are doing for them? So start talking in the management language now about your employees, because you are responsible for that as an HR department person along with the HOD. Last, please build a good reward and recognition system. It will help you. Maybe you can name it in a different way, but it will bring in transparency, it will bring in more employee connect, and it will bring in professionalism with which people will start thinking about the organization first. Okay, so these can be some of the initiatives which you can plan. Do it step by step. It will be of some help to you, is what I believe in. With this, I move to my last slide and over to Sandeep Kulkarni sir. Once again, thank you. I know, I don't know if I am within time limit of yours or not. This is it from my side. Maybe we can take questions if anybody has. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. It's a very interactive session. In fact, it is a more kind of interactive session than that of presentation. And I think you have given me some idea about our future webinars. We can adopt this kind of practices in our webinars as well. So to make it more interactive and more, we can say, participant focused sessions. So
Yes.
thank you very much for your nice presentation. As you rightly say, I think this is a new concept that you talk about, preventive maintenance of a human. I think
Yes.
this is one of the area where we are lacking behind. We know that we are going with a lot of, we can say, automation and we can say mechanization. We know that this thing or this automation is going to happen in next 3 years, next 2 years. Why can't we try to develop our people trained for those considering it is the future? For
Yes.
example, we are going for right now simulation ERPs. before going for ERPs, before going for simulation, before going for high pressure molding line, why can't we take our person, our couple of person who are capable of handling those systems and give them training, make a confidence level, build a confidence level in them, and then go for such change, so that will not fail in the implementation. So I think this is one of the area I find in your preventive maintenance. This kind of thought can be treated as a preventive maintenance, I thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, true.
Yeah.
True, sir.
So that is a very nice thought again. So thank you very much. Your one more thing I appreciate in your presentation. You are basically a technical background, but you are in HR. You are in consultant, but still you are reading Foundry magazine. So I think this is
Yes.
something I found very appreciable, that you are also going through those technical details, and we should learn from you for.
Actually, basically, sir, whenever I work as a consultant, I challenge on your PMIs. I usually ask them like, and I suggest some more PMIs to them, some technical PMIs as well. There are, there are some companies with which I work. So whenever I work, I can talk in the technical terms. Sir, can you see this in this way? Why don't you use this ratio? Why don't you do that? So for gaining that acumen, or maybe to contribute whatever little I'm doing today, all these magazines and insights of the great leaders, it really helps.
Yes, great.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Meantime, I have opened the poll for the feedback for this webinar. So all the participants request to give the feedback for the webinar, so that we can understand how you feel about this webinar and how we can improve on further improve webinars as well.
Okay. Meanwhile, Priyanka is my team member who joined today, and some of the people I've received message privately about the contact details. So she has shared in. She is working as an HR analyst with me, so you can get in touch with her as well if anybody needs to know. I am very much available on social media as well, on every platform. You want to listen because I am a motivational speaker as well. You can check out my social media platforms as well.
Ma'am, can
Um,
ma'am, can
yes.
you elaborate your work with the VDX solutions? You are not talking in the your introduction about that.
Basically, sir, I came to Kolhapur in 2016, and I thought the same. I got the same realization as most of the people are saying here, that the HR is more towards IR, and HR angle, that talent management and talent development angle is little less as compared to the other metro cities or some other developed organizations. So I had one vision with me. It is a vision statement for Vedic Solutions as well, that shaping personalities for better tomorrow, in which my motive was not to help only organizations, but I am doing backward engineering, what we call. So I am associated not only with manufacturing organizations, but I am associated with children's, okay, who is studying in 8th standard and above. I am dealing with some of the engineering colleges, trying to improvise on some parameters related to faculties as well, because the new education system and everything that brings in some development parameters for the faculties as well, who are teaching to the engineering students, management students, non-technical students. So at Vedix, we are associated with manufacturing organizations, banks, hospitals, educational institutes, pan-India level, wherein we are helping organizations to, develop and utilize their manpower optimally. So we are into strategic HR consulting part, in which we deal with organization development domain of HR. So we help organization, like some of the organizations, if they wish to do a psychometric assessment of people, we help in designing those things. We help in designing, developing, and implementing a great PMS structure for the organizations. I help organizations to, develop their training systems from the typical classroom trainings to the dexterity model, wherein simulation techniques is used. Being worked with one of the organization who is a big supplier to Mahindra, I know the MSCS model as well. So in that, I did some interventions when I worked as an employee with some of the organizations, wherein I have that little experience related to, changing your training pattern to simulation, okay, which helps. Your induction needs to be strong enough. Your employee onboarding has to be strong enough, so that that feeling is generated, that yes, I am with the great organization and I am responsible for these things. Okay. Also, I believe in that concept of TPM, I operate, I machine. So we try to imbibe that thing. So something related to Vedex, yes, we are trying to shape personalities by counseling individuals, by getting associated with various industries as a counseling partner, to counsel, to motivate their employees wheresoever coaching and counseling is required. Something related to the training part, because I myself is a motivational speaker. Just to add in today, yesterday only I have received one award from Star Network for the work which I did in COVID. So we did enormous counseling for the people who are facing anxiety. So we are into CSR model as well. We are doing these all stuff. Last year we have received some awards and recognition at state and national level. So state is at Pune. There was an award function, and a national level award we have received from Gujarat University for the PMS implementation I did in Kolhapur. So complete transparency, everybody, every month, employee scorecard is getting generated, and we can link it to the organizational effectiveness. So this is what we are doing. I have great team people with me. One of the member has joined today here, Priyanka. She has got an enormous experience. She is an ex-Infosys person. She has worked with pharmaceutical and the automobile industry as well. So I have amazing brains with me in my team who is helping me for doing all these activities. So this is what about Vedex is. It is established in 2016, and we are in the 5th year of our establishment. So over to you, Sandeep sir, and thank you so much. It was pleasure listening to you all and interacting with you. I have already shared the number. You can get in touch with us. We would love to, be in touch with you, I may say, not only for the services, but it's really nice and it's a great network which you have created, Sandeep sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir,
Thank you,
over
ma'am.
to you.
Thank you, man, and congratulations for the awards that you have got. And I think I have also attended one of your webinar in during the COVID-19. I think it was on marketing.
Negotiation skills.
Marketing, yes,
Yes,
communication
negotiation
skill
skills.
and
Yes.
all this. So thank you very much for your all the efforts, and thank you for giving us this nice treat in the evening today. So thank you very much, and all the participants, thank you for joining. Good night, and I just like to announce that this webinar will be downloaded on YouTube also. So maybe today late evening it will be downloaded. So who have not able to join it full way, or if you can share it with your friends and your company associates as well. So thank you very much for being participant, and thank you, ma'am, for giving us a nice treat today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank you to
everybody.
all. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.